The president of Brazil is responding to outrage over his false claims nonprofits are setting fires in the Amazon to make him look bad. President Jair Bolsonaro, who frequently attacks environmentalists, says he wasn't making a direct accusation, just airing his suspicions. He says the government is investigating how the fire started. Joining me now on the phone from Brazil is Wall Street Journal correspondent Samantha Pearson. Samantha, thanks for joining us. President Bolsonaro has a nickname, Captain Chainsaw. How responsible is he, do you think, for the spike of forest fires?
Hi there. Bolsonaro has only been in office for 8 months now, but he's already done quite a lot of damage, you could say, in that time. He's reduced funding for a lot of environmental protection agencies, and basically kind of given the go-ahead for illegal loggers who haven't been very active over the past couple of years and now have just kind of gone for it, burning down the forest to clear land for agriculture and pasture as well.
Yes, and he has often talked about how important agriculture is for Brazil. He said Brazil does not, though, have enough resources to battle these wildfires. What does that mean, not only for the rainforest, but for these people living in the forest?
Well, exactly. That's been an aspect that hasn't had much coverage yet. But the smoke from the fires actually caused a lot of respiratory problems in the Amazonian cities. In Sao Paulo, we saw that on Monday. We saw kind of nightfall coming down on the city a couple of hours earlier, but that's kind of a regular occurrence in these cities. So it's also kind of it's very dangerous for people living there as well.
Yeah, there's a disturbing video I saw of one of the indigenous people in the Amazon screaming as her part of the forest was engulfed in flames. Just incredibly disturbing. So, but the president evidently now is walking back those recent comments to blame non-governmental organizations for those fires. Do you think that's in result of the outrage, the public outrage, or is there something more strategic to this?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, Bolsonaro has a very kind of autocratic style, as I'm sure you're aware. He's known as a kind of straight talker, but he does have this strange quality, which often also goes unreported, that he's prepared sometimes to say, look, guys, I got it wrong. It's not how I said it was. But I'm kind of honing out on this case because the environment and agriculture is something that's very kind of dear to his heart. So I'm not sure how much he's going to back down on it. It really depends on kind of the response from the US, the response from the EU as well, in terms of, whether this could maybe even scupper the trade deal with the EU, and whether this is going to have a big impact on the economy in Brazil.
Yeah, and this past June, Brazil and the EU struck a deal to use the Paris Agreement to curb climate change. And as part of that deal, Brazil agreed to stop deforestation in the Amazon. Do you think that's happening, and how do you think that wildfire will impact that deal?
Exactly. So, I mean, because Bolsonaro has been in office for a relatively short amount of time, I think the Europeans were kind of giving him the benefit of the doubt. He's obviously, he's made it pretty clear from the beginning what his views are on the environment, that basically excessive environmental protections could cripple the economy. He's made that clear from the start, but I think the Europeans are kind of waiting to see how that would play out on the ground, and really the data that we're seeing is pretty clear that this is already having a major impact on the ground. Well,
and unfortunately, the impact is not just for Brazil. Obviously, this involves the ecology and the environment of the entire Earth. I mean, there are dire consequences to this.
Exactly, and I think this is really part of the problem, because in Bolsonaro's head and a lot of his supporters, they kind of see this as a Brazil issue. They feel like the Amazon is theirs, and that they have a sovereign right to basically do with it, do whatever they please. And this is a kind of a long-running issue in Brazil. The Amazon is kind of a very emotive topic. There's been conspiracy theories for decades that the Americans are trying to invade the Amazon. So it's a very sensitive topic here.
Yeah, the Amazon is in Brazil, but I've heard it's called the lungs of the world. Really, really concerning to see these kinds of things. Yeah. Samantha Pearson, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks very much.